Rockfiend, and I'm here with Miguel Montalban. So here to talk about your appearance at Maid of Stone at the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you feeling?
I'm excited. Today I was checking the feeds on my Facebook, and I just noticed that it sold out.
Oh yeah,
Which is quite exciting. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a blast. I mean, we're really looking forward to perform there. Yeah.
Yeah, and as headliners as well on the maiden stage. So
Yeah.
that's really cool.
We have the chance now to headline the maiden stage, which is great. It's a great opportunity for us. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it a different feeling when you're playing at a festival to when you're doing one of your own shows? Does it kind of change anything for you?
Well, what it changes, like there's a lot of people. I mean, like
Yeah.
thousands of people usually when you play in an open air festival. And we've been doing quite a lot this year and last year as well. And it's amazing. It's a great chance to meet lots of people, lots of other bands as well, meeting, making connections. It's a great fun. It's a great fun. You know, we have the chance to meet other fans from other bands, and so we can grab quite quicker our audience as well. So it's a great stuff. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know, how would you describe your music for people who are thinking about coming to see you but maybe don't know whether to give it a go?
Yeah, this is the hardest for me. Is like
Yeah.
I'm very versatile. Definitely it's based on blues and rock.
Yeah.
Those are like just definitely in the veins, in the matrix of the whole project, and overall in my music as solo with the Southern Vultures. There's a lot of mixtures there because I love classic rock and I love funky music as well, and I have a background in jazz, so I tend sometimes to go very jammy with my songs like Electrifying or Disorder. Where you can see, like, there's a lot of fusion sort of sound sometimes that I love to go through and just to get stay out a little bit of the classic rock stuff, which is 145 in terms of chord progression, and try to open up to make it a lot more versatile and to be a lot more creative at the inside of my own music. That's what
I think that definitely comes across as well, that there's a lot of kind of diversity in your sound, which I think is what makes it really exciting. And like your guitar playing as well kind of incorporates a lot. So yeah, it's really cool to hear someone doing something that sounds really different and very much just your thing, I think. So
yeah. Yeah, no, thank you very much. Yeah, again, it's like I try to keep the project with the Southern Vultures look more like as a band thing. So there's a good balance of good musicians on stage. We're in four, and there is a space also for the other guitarists as well to do some couple solos, some harmonies at the side of a few songs like Thin Lizzy sort of stuff. And a drummer, I usually have good musician playing now with Dardo Mariotti, which is a great drummer, and and the bass player. So there's a lot of it's a good balance between me shredding and giving all on the guitar, but it's not just only focus on this. It's more like a band sort of concept that put up.
So how did the Southern Vultures kind of come about in the first place? How did you get the band together?
I've been jamming with different local musicians. I live in London. I started this by myself. I wrote all the songs, and I started. I was just trying to create a concept, and I came out with this name. I don't know. The lineup has been changing all over the years, to be honest. For different reasons. Because it's how it is. But fortunately, I've been around this with this new lineup for over a year, say 1 year and a half, and we're having a really good time.
Yeah.
which is great. The guys, you know, we have really lots of fun, and we, you know, we are now writing new music as well, you know, and jamming and getting along because we are friends. So it's just a great stuff, you know, to play with friends instead of, you know, hiring musicians and stuff. So,
Yeah, so there's another album in the works at the moment, is
yeah,
that?
there's a bunch of singles that are coming up this year. I don't know, I don't have the dates right now because we're very busy and we're on things, and now summertime we've been playing a lot and traveling a lot, and so that, you know, it's perhaps, you know, you can now subdivide yourself, you know, like doing music production, you this and that, because at the end of the day, I'm doing everything by my own. I'm self release, you know, as an independent artist, and so, you know, you can imagine there's a lot of things that we have to do, we have to manage, and plus I'm a YouTuber as well, you know, I have a lot of followers on YouTube, so I have to, you know, feed videos and have different things that
yeah, I wanted to ask you about that actually, because I noticed you've got an insane amount of followers on YouTube. I think it was 98,000 or something, and then
so we're getting 100,000. I hopefully soon, this, maybe who knows, you know, this week, but very soon, yes, like 98,000.
yeah,
It's a lot. I've been being. I never thought that I'm going to become a YouTuber, to be honest. It just happens like, you know, lots of people just like the music I'm putting, you know, the covers and basically the versions that I've done. One of the most famous is Sultans of Swing, so have over 27 million views, and yeah, that's a lot. So, you know, you can imagine all over the world, the people sharing here and then on social media, and then, you know, a lot of fans, a lot of messages, lots of messages every day, which is great.
How do you build that kind of following though online? Because how did you kind of, do you know how that video became so popular?
Well, it was, I was lucky, I would say. Like, I don't know. I was playing quite a lot. I was busking. I was essentially was busker, and I was like traveling all over the world, really. Well, Europe mainly. I started in Rome, and then I traveled, you know, France a little bit, you know, Germany, and here, and then, you know, and I put out these videos, and then I wasn't like, it wasn't my intention to, you know, to become a YouTuber. I didn't know. Somebody just told me, what don't you put, you know, out your stuff, you know, I think it's really cool. And then I upped up, you know, this YouTube and started, you know, uploading videos, and then suddenly boom, boom, boom. It was really crazy. I really honestly, I don't know, but I remember when I was busking, for example, in London, there were already people waiting for me to perform in the street, which is quite amazing. And because there was a lot of people from abroad, let's say Germany, Netherlands, you know, waiting for me, traveling just to see me. Like, I was kind of the guy, like one of the tourists, you know, places. And I was busking in that moment. I think it was Tottenham Court Road or Oxford Street somewhere. And I think, you know, all these people, you know, they just wanted to grab this music, and I wasn't like really focused on putting out this kind of music of making records on this, like making a career. I was just literally busking. But everything just suddenly becomes really crazy, and I started like getting a lot of increase in massive events, and I started playing in festivals as a solo, then very quickly a band to perform with. At the very beginning, I was playing with as a trio, a lot of jams around and some covers, and then suddenly everything just switched, like more like sort of a professionally or more into like direction towards the music industry, to get into this rock scene and blues. And so I decided to put out this record of Southern Vultures, and started, you know, singing a little bit as well, and making some more like a song construction or standard.
You feel comfortable, as comfortable as a singer as you do as a guitarist, or is it something that you've had to kind of get used to?
I'm getting used to that, to be honest. I love to sing, but it's I know that I'm better than a guitar, and you know, but I love to say things as well. I mean, like you know, it's it's cool. I'm proud of on all the songs that I sing, that I wrote, and I'm part of the record, and people loved it, and so I love it too. I'm discovering all the time new things, and I'm trying, just sing a little bit and play a lot, to have everybody happy, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people that they love my work because my instrumentals, but other people that getting like new, especially young people, like they love the singing songs and so on. I try to have a balance on them.
Yeah.
And
it's good to have songs that I guess people can sing along to as well as your instrumental stuff. So
yeah, lately in a few festivals that we're playing in Netherlands, there was some people like actually singing the songs. Yeah. All right, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. Yeah, it's a really cool feeling.
Yeah. So where have you got your biggest following at the moment? Is it kind of Netherlands, or you have other places?
The biggest is in the US.
Yeah.
Yeah, is in the US. I think it's like in YouTube, it's like about the 60% of the whole lots of people. I received from the US like a lot of messages. They want me to tour there. I'm trying, emailing people. It's not easy to go there, you know what I mean, from here. But yeah, that's the massive one. And the second one is the UK, and then France and Netherlands, quite similar. We've been lately playing quite a lot in those countries, and so we're growing, our audience there, which is really cool.
Yeah. And do you still do a bit of busking, do you?
No, I stopped doing basking just before the pandemic, and then but everything for me was changing because I was doing I was getting just too busy on the weekends. So I started just gradually, less and less, going out to bask. No, and recently I've been just shooting some stuff because people like it, to do see me, in the format of performing outside, and so I just, I'm considering like, to feed some of those kind of a concept, to keep it, but not essentially just basking. I mean, it's just for YouTube and stuff like that, to yeah, because I'm still like I love to be connected where when I was where I started, like so it's good for me, to not get rid of that completely, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And what was it that drew you to the guitar in the first place? Who kind of made you want to pick up a guitar?
Like, you mean, like what was my influence, or?
Yeah. So why did you want to start playing the guitar in the first place?
Well, my big brother, he started playing guitar before me, and in my family was my aunt and my uncle. They were already playing, like, there was a lot of music going on in my house, and also my grandfather was very important. He was a piano player, and he was the guy who said to me when I was like 5 years old, like, okay, kid, now you got to decide what instrument you're going to choose for the whole for your life, for your present in Christmas. And I was like, all right. He bought my first guitar, so I think he was the guy who pushed me, like, towards, like, I have to decide which instrument to play. I didn't know I had to play that. And so yeah, I think that's my main influence. I mean, like, everything around my family, definitely my big brother. Yeah, I was like, copying him. I was like 6 years old, so you can imagine my big brother was like 12 or something. So yeah, everything started from there.
It must take a huge amount of dedication, though, to get to the level that you're at, because I play the guitar very badly, and I've been playing for a few years, but I never really seem to get very much better. So I mean, how many kind of hours a day are we talking to get to the level that you're at?
At the moment, well, I teach, so that gives me, staying connected with the music theory all the time. Otherwise, like, You know, if I got stuck, sometimes I feel like I'm stuck in the same thing when I think that happened with every musician, like stuck with your own, you're stuck doing, playing your own, copying yourself, it's like you don't continue. So I try to study all the time and get back to jazz background. I love that. Today, actually, I was playing quite a lot of jazz and jazz fusion and getting back to those scales and this different chord progression and how to work on that, But I play, I don't know, sometimes happens like, to be honest with you, happen just 1 week, a whole week, and I don't play. And then I pick up the guitar and play for hours. It's very random, but definitely when you're a kid, it's like very important to have your own. I was really obsessed when I was a kid. Really, I was probably 10 hours a day, I think. I was like, better to stay at home playing guitar rather than go to school. That was me.
So it's paying off, isn't it? So you think doing what you love is the way to go, really. So
it's a natural call. Let's say it's a natural call. It's a natural thing. It's like I have to do it. I have to do that. I have to do that. I have to put it out. And then, what is very important for me is the reception of the people, like the followers, the fans. The support of the people. They all the time encourage you, to put out music, to celebrate with you new singles, new music, new videos, and say, hey man, you're great, you this and that. And that's very important for me. And I think for every musician to receive that love, that support from people, that is what keeps me going on, really.
And do you still consider yourself a fan of music as well? Do you still enjoy going to see other bands perform as well?
I love to see friends playing. I know lots of local, friends here in London. They gig in all the time, different kind of music. I know lots of good guitarists as well, and sometimes they show me their tricks, and I love that communication between the musicians that I have that surrounds me. And I think that's the main influence right now for me in music. I don't, honestly, to be with you, I don't listen to records anymore like as I used to when I was a kid. Like, I discovered this band, called Guns N' Roses, and then, and then I saw that, I lived that, and then now it's just different. Everything, all the music that I grow up with, it's just in my veins now. It's just came up natural, and then I think it's just and then I express that out when I'm on the stage, and I'm not really copying anybody anymore, because it's just me, but it's like I'm surrounded with all this music that I have. I mean, like all this background.
So you're just doing your own thing, and you're busy, I guess, as well. So you've got to.
And I push myself to be like very, very honest with me in my music as well. Like if I notice myself that I'm copying or trying to be like somebody else, I would say, hey, Miguel, no, just get back to your background. I mean, you're good at this. I mean, just speaking with myself, try to keep myself like very authentic.
Well, it's been really good talking to you. I'll let you get on with your evening, because I know you said you're a busy man. So I'll let
we have a rehearsal now. This So, but thank you very much for having me, for having this conversation, this interview. It's great. Thank you.
It's been my pleasure, and I'm really looking forward to catching you at the festival at the weekend. And I'll tell everyone to come.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be so good, so good. It's gonna be wild, definitely.
All right. See you later.
Thank you. Bye. See you later. Bye.